Going live. Why is this so goofy? Are we finally live? Did that do it? I don't know. I don't even know. I can't see myself. Still can't see myself there. Refresh this. That works. Oh my goodness gracious. Whoever can get in, hopefully give me an audio check. If this worked, I don't even know. Where's the Twitter thing? Somebody liked it. Is it working? Play. Yes, that's working. Okay, my chat in Streamlabs isn't working, so I need to... I'll have to chat over here, I guess. Mute that. Oh my god, YouTube made a bunch of changes, and it took me almost a half an hour to get this to work. Oh my goodness. That is just bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Stefan, Randy, Techie, what's up, guys? That was painful. I don't know if anybody has live streamed recently, but that was absolutely painful. Streamlabs still isn't working properly. Let's go live chat. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working. Oh, man. What's up, Matt? I can move this over here now. There we go. Alright. So let me get a quick drink here and we'll get into it, I guess. I'm gonna need the chat window up here, so I'll have to go by this one. StreamYard, never heard of that one. I've been using Streamlabs for 2 years and I've never had a problem, but YouTube, I had to like go into the YouTube app and set it up in there, and then copy a new key into Streamlabs OBS, and then from Streamlabs OBS go live on there, and then go back to the website and it's like, oh hey, you're ready to go live, click here to go live, and then click that. How is that even the thing? Like, I don't know. I should probably update the title real quick. Let me do that, because I'm so angry right now. Where is my... Okay, let's edit this. Paste that in there. Like here. Paste that in there. Save. Okay. That should be set up. Stream. I'm going to pull that up now before I forget about it. StreamYard. Is it free? Is it what's the deal with it? Why are people going to it? Alright, hopefully that title updated. I don't know if it did or not. I can't tell anymore. There's too much going on right now. Oh, I still need that up. I still need that up. I can close that one. I still need that up. Let me get these prints off here real quick. All right, Stefan, I'll have to check that out. Seems pretty interesting. So yeah, I guess I'll get right into it now. We've got some people here. So I haven't updated a video in like a couple weeks now. Work's been killing me, and I have several videos I still need to edit that I recorded like forever ago now, and I just have not gotten to it. I'm actually really curious on how many I have sitting there. A lot. I've got like 8 videos sitting there that I just need to edit and get them uploaded, but work has been killing me. I've just been tired and have not really been in the mood to come home and edit for a couple hours on end. So that is kind of fallen by the wayside on that. Now, what else have I been doing? I have been doing printing. I have 6 printers going right now as it is. They're all printing out parts for I'm going to do a little Christmas show and tell of 3D printing at work. So I'm a little closer now. Sorry if sound got a little low there. I kind of forgot I'm on the condenser mic here. And let me boost this just a little bit more. Maybe? It's not going to let me, maybe? I don't know. That's fine. Can you let me? Filters. Let's just a little bit more gain. Alright. So I'm doing a little kind of show and tell 3D printing at work. So I'm preparing a lot of things. I have some things that I'm going to be just giving away just because, and I have some big items I'm going to put together a giveaway for, which I have several. I have one really big 3D printed Lego wreath. I have a few small ones I'll give away. I'm actually making, down on the dining room table, I have 2 nutcrackers, the ones from MakerBot that I made 2 years ago. I actually got rid of all those. I gave them all away, and I never kept one for myself. So I am making one for myself and one for the giveaway. So that'll be kind of fun. I think people will be interested in a fully 3D printed nutcracker. So that'll be kind of cool. And then I have all kinds of stuff. I have some ornaments going in there. I have some paper cutters, some labyrinth boxes. Just kind of like the cool things that somebody might enjoy giving away to somebody else, kids or a friend or whatever. So I think they'll be fun. There's some wrapping paper cutters in there that I bought a pack of scalpels for, and those are really sharp, and it cuts paper super well. So that was really cool, and I think that actually helps speed us up as well. And I have a bunch here on my Hypercube that actually need to go back home. I need to mail those to my family. I need to do that like now, so they can start wrapping presents with them. I think that'll be interesting for them. I wrapped up Halloween. I'm not doing a Halloween video. Just got too busy with work and everything else going on, and I didn't have time to record it and edit it. But I did 3D print stuff for Halloween, so that was a lot of fun. I have my new candy dish here on my desk, so he kind of hangs out here, and he's actually kind of hard to open, and which is great because the kids can't get in it then. But I did have to sand it a little bit because it was just a little too tight on the, this came off of the Sidewinder, which is still sitting on my table from when I did a live stream like 3 weeks ago. Sidewinder's, it's not dead, but it's mostly dead now, and it is my fault because, well, number one, the idler arm broke after about 200 hours of printing. It just snapped, which really kills me when people are like, oh, you're putting too much pressure on it, because it's BS. I thought it was people doing too much pressure, but having one myself now, it isn't. It is a absolute crap design of a clone of a Titan, and it is horrid. I've had the Tevo Tornado for 2 years now. It still uses their clone just fine. I just put the TH3D Tough Extruder, which is a Titan clone, on my Ender 3. It's fine. I've had a legit E3D Titan extruder on my Forgetech FT5 for 3 years now, almost. I guess this month is the 3-year mark that I put the Titan on there. It's just fine, and that has thousands upon thousands of hours on it. So they just have an absolute crap extruder. And there is also a huge issue with the PID tuning on that machine, where the firmware is just junk that comes with it. It really is. The swing on the PID tune is upwards of like 30 or 40 degrees at some times. I lost several crazy long prints that I was trying to get done. I was trying to print 16 of the oh, Gunner, you shut up. I had 16 of those wrapping paper cutters going, and none of those, they all failed because I tried on the Tiva Tornado. I ran out of filament. That was my fault. I was like, well, let me do it on the Sidewinder. It'd be easier. Nope, fail. I think I had 4 fails in a row. Wasted almost 2 rolls of filament, and it was just kept going to the thermal runaway, because when I looked at the temperature when it happened, I was here. It was all the way down to 180 degrees, which it set at 230 to print because I print pretty fast with a Volcano. So that kind of kills me when it does that, and I'm not too thrilled with that going on. So what I did is I downloaded the firmware from their website. So I got off track there. Download the firmware from the website, put it on there, and now the extruder just clicks. I don't know what's wrong. It has set the value something weird in there for the torque, I'm guessing. But if I assist it, it goes. Otherwise, it just stops. And that's how it does with no filament in it. The Facebook group for the artillery is probably one of the most toxic groups I've ever seen, honestly. Because anytime someone brings up an issue, they're like, oh, it's a user issue, blah, blah, blah. It never happened to anybody else here. Yet, like, there's probably, 10 posts a day about the idler arm breaking. So, yeah, that's a flaw. And, I mean, there's even YouTubers in there that are defending them, with their life. And their moderators there are horrid. And I've tweeted at Artillery, they've done nothing about it. But their moderators in there, are just abusing their thing. If you're not saying positive things about their printer and you actually have legitimate points, they just lock your thread. So I'm kind of done with them. Pretty much done with that printer unless I can find a decent firmware for it or make one myself. But I'm kind of sick and tired of developing time into these printers that are just end up being junk. And it was such a good printer for the first 200 hours, which drives me crazy because it really was. It was awesome. It was printing great. It was printing fast. I was getting miraculous results with it. And then it all went downhill from there. And the support off of their Facebook group is non-existent because of their toxic admins and people just, I don't know. It's bad. I mean, it's like, there's fanboys of Prusa, but these fanboys are like the worst I've ever seen of any group. And I'm in, 4 or 5 dozen 3D printing groups. This is by far the worst I've ever seen. And it's really sad. It really is. Because it could be a great printer if they had better support. Sorry, there's only one other person that commented on my thread, and they're like, oh yeah, it worked just fine for me. Well, out of like how many thousand people or hundreds of people that are in there, someone else had to try that firmware, and it's just not working at all. So maybe it could just be the ribbon. I didn't try that yet though, so maybe I'll unhatch the ribbon and try the other ribbon cable. Maybe the ribbon cable went bad, because that is another common thing. Because instead of using wires, it's using a ribbon cable to carry all the current and everything. It's a very sleek design. It's super cool, but it has its flaws, and it's seated in there pretty tightly. I haven't had any issues with it yet, so maybe that's the issue. I don't really know. I will definitely have to give that a shot though and see what happens, and hopefully, try and figure out why it's doing that. I don't really know though. Let me see what else. These Christmas prints are taking a ton of my time up, and I'm trying to truck through the maker boxes, and I'm trying to truck through I have Commando boxes here. I actually just got in the new, down there I have the new Profi box that just came in. I think I have one video to publish for that, September's, and I think that's October's box right there that just came in. So I have to do that video, but I'm way behind now, absolutely way behind. On filaments, I have, I'll show you up here. So everything from here over is all review filament, and I actually have, there's one company that sent me 6 rolls, and I've been using that for a lot of the Christmas prints, so that'll kind of be part of the review, but a huge amount of that filament I've been using for just prints, everyday prints. using one the MMU2, which I guess in the last 2 or 3 weeks I haven't done any prints on that because the idler that has the 5 idler bearings on it is out of sync now, and it's a little higher than I can't really like see down it, try and line it up, so I need to disconnect everything, take it off the shelf, put it on the workbench, and try and realign those idler gears. I didn't think that was supposed to happen, but apparently it does. So that's kind of interesting that it is happening because I've never seen that before. It's never desynchronized that I've seen. So I got to pull it off. I might do some research and see if anyone else has had that problem, but it's just a problem that I've had. Another thing I thought what was else the problem? Oh, so the Tevo Tarantula Pro, which people have been raving about, we are now 3 months later. I'm over 90 days now. I have not received the replacement LCD. The first one shipped and it never left China. I tracked it on all their tracking websites. It never left China. And the new one, I need to try and find the tracking number again, but they said they were sending it to me like 45 days ago, and I still have not received it. Like, I know it takes a long time to get mail from China, but we're now beyond my normal receive time. So watch it show up like on Monday. It would be kind of hilarious, but either way, I still haven't done a single more print on that. That review has just kind of gone out the window because I can't even use the printer. If I can't use the printer, I'm not going to do a review on it or even attempt to do a review on it because it's just goofy. Hey people, this came in. Chris, 3D printing and painting, Nevada, Substantia. Hey guys, sorry. I'm just chatting away. Everything going on. What else? That's about it. I mean, it's just been, and well, I guess projects too for the house. I shouldn't say for the house. It's all for the wife. So this is a Critter Clinic plaything. We lost the keys, and I was going to try and design the keys so that I could just print them. But on a fluke, I was like, let me search Thingiverse. I searched Critter Clinic and Thingiverse. Only one result, and it was the keys. So I need to print that, but I have to match the colors, because that's the whole thing with this. So, oh hey Shay. He wants to see the T-Rex skull close up. Yep, I'll grab it 1 second, Shay. Hey Vince. Hey Chef Jacobs. Chef. I'm gonna call you Chef. The Master Chef. Let me grab that skull real quick for you. Hang on. My shop's a wreck. This is printed. Let me make sure I can see myself here so you can see it properly. So this is my gigantic T-Rex skull. I forget what scale this is. This is max scale on the Folgertech FT5, which is a 300 by 300 by 400 build size. So size of a CR10. Prints in 2 parts. So you got part 1, which is the back of the skull, prints in this orientation. So this whole part here. And then this one prints like this. And the height is not the problem on this. It is this lower jaw for the max size. So diagonally, I believe 400 and some odd percent was the max I could get diagonally on a 300 by 300 cube. And actually, oh look, one of the teeth is broke now. He's very old. He is well over 3 years, or I guess he's pretty close to 3 years old now. Made him a long time ago, and it's just one of my most favorite prints. And I'll actually be taking it to the 3D printing showing just to show like what a big print looks like. But compared to my head, it's a little bit bigger. So it was a fun project. I got you. Basically, I just knocked these over. One of the things I made was a bunch of these. These are on Thingiverse. It's a tree ornament kit that kids can build, and I thought it'd be fun since there's a lot of kids are gonna be there, and I'm making a little over a dozen or so. I can't make like a ton because I mean honestly these are 0.3 millimeter height, and these took I can fit 2 on my MK3S clone. I think it'd take 3.5 hours. 2.5 hours what they take to make 2 of them. And I've gone through, that's about a fifth of a roll, quarter of a roll almost, I guess, to make that many of them. Where's my CR10? My CR10 is up here. Let me show you, hang on. Let's get back to here. This is my CR10, and then over there is my modified CR10S. Both are modified, I should say, but that's the both of them. And this, to show you how often I've used that recently, that still has the wood filament on it from when I did the lamp like a month ago. That wood filament is still sitting on it right there, and the GoPro is still on there too for doing the time lapse. Come on, angle down. Close enough. So Shay asked me, how do I manage the slicer settings for all the printers? I use Simplify 3D, and I have a crap ton of profiles that I use. I use pretty much the CR10 as a baseline for all of my large format, and I use now the Ender 3 profiles of format to build all my new profiles for all the newer small i3 style, and then the Mega i3s are based off the CR10 profile. But yeah, it's all pretty much in a bigger makerspace. Chef, yes, I do, but this is the space in the house that I get in this house. So I would love more space, but it's just not an option here. So maybe the next time I move, I'll get somewhere bigger. Never know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so Simplify 3D is the best slicer in my opinion. I know people go back and forth on it. It is a paid program, but it's awesome. So I like it. Let's see, is there anything else to go over? I don't think so. I just really need to get back on to the doing the video reviews of all of the filaments and things that I have. Printers are a little slower these days. GearBest is pretty much no longer shipping to me, and Banggood still is, and a few other manufacturers are planning on, but we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, technically this probably should be, my door is right here. Can you see? Yeah, the door is right here. So this is just a great big window, which I keep a fan in all the time, which you can see it's just nasty dirty. That is just to bring air from the living room area into the office and there, and I actually usually have a box fan running in here because this room does not have air conditioning, and it's getting hot here. So as you can imagine, I am getting hot. So I'm already sweating. I was sweating earlier just trying to get this stream working. But yeah, it's getting to be pretty toasty down here. So I'll be sweating in all my future videos probably because it gets hot. What's the temperature in here now? Yeah, it's only 79 in here with 44% humidity, but pretty soon it'll be 90 with like 100% humidity. And this is only, I guess some printers just finished, so there's 3 left. Yeah, the Ender 3 Pro is almost done. The AlphaWise U30 is almost done, and the Ender 3 has a while to go still. Oh, so I have my camera mounted just higher I also Skype with the family in here sometimes, so it's just easier than me looking down here at the screen. I like it up here a little bit better, a little more situational for the area as well. But it's just on an angle, so when I point, I go this way, and I get out that way. So, but yes, this is my dungeon. I keep my kids out of it as much as I can, but the little ones like to come in and steal my screwdrivers. I find these all around the house, so I usually have to go and reclaim them. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I guess that's it for the updates. I really hope to get back to posting videos next week. Work's still going to be crazy next week. I'm hoping the week after that things slow down. I'm planning on taking the week of Christmas off. So, I mean, the kids will be off. They have 5 weeks off for the winter vacation. It's quite long. So hopefully I'll be able to get some things done over the winter vacation while they're home. We'll see what happens. Try to get some projects done. But I think just me being home, I can knock out a bunch of just the printing for video reviews and just have all the prints done, and then I can just take my time and go through the reviews. And I think that with a good 9 days off, that should give me some time to catch up. And I really want to catch up and start doing some more projects. I have a few more projects in mind, but we'll kind of see how that ends up going. So, I think we're done with the update part now. I need to find, where's my drawing? Here it is. So, today's Fusion 360 project is a sketch I made a year ago. It's now Christmas time again. So, this is the layout of my tree stand. Our Christmas tree stand, which we, just put up today. I need to make a stand to pick the tree up a little bit so we can put a train under it. What happens is my tree did have a 1 foot extension pole for it, but the problem is it made the tree too wobbly, and with my kids getting older and having more kids around the house, it was a little dangerous. So we decided to not use that anymore, and now the tree sits all the way down and the branches are like only maybe 6 inches off the ground, which is not high enough to put a train underneath. And I bought my son a train. Well, I guess I bought my kids, but he's the most excited. I bought them the Polar Express train last year as their Christmas gift going into the Christmas season. So I put the tree stand after last year. Took the Christmas tree off, put the stand on this paper, and sketched it all out. And I'm kind of hoping that I can make some type of thing that I can split into 4 pieces and print it. It should be symmetrical, so that I can only have to print one thing 4 times and be able to do it. It's going to have to be on my large printers because this thing ranges 430 millimeters to 455 on the outside edges. So that's going to be my base sketch for this. And then we're just going to kind of go from there. Should be kind of interesting. So, Shay, to answer his question, I have, let me see if you can see it here. It's out of focus, but here. That right there. That is a magnetic bar that you just mount on whatever, and I have it zip tied to my racks here, and that's where all my tools go. And my 2-year-old thinks it is super fun to go over there and grab everything off. I always have a problem because sometimes I put an X-Acto knife on there, and she likes to grab that sometimes too, so I have to be careful. But usually, or she'll take, I have another one here that has all of my Nino's pliers and my flush cutters. And those she'll take off and she will stack them somewhere in the office. Even though it's not a big space, she still finds a way to hide them. We'll put them in the trash can. And then I have to go find them. So that is just what she likes to do. My son steals all of my benchies. So usually when I'm testing a printer, it's on this table, I'm working on it. He will come through, steal all the benchies off, and then I'll find a pile of them somewhere else. My son's 4 years old. Or he'll get in the bath, he'll be like, oh, I'll be right back. And then he'll come back with like an armful of benchies and like dump them in the bathtub. I'm like, dude, none of those float properly. I make him 3D printed boats all the time that actually do float, but he takes those. So hopefully that answers his question there. All right, let's get to designing this thing a little bit in Fusion. So I'm gonna switch to. I can't move it up any higher because I'd have to be reaching above my head, and I really don't want to do that. So let's see. Let's maximize that. Let's go to Streamlabs. Let's switch to the 1, 2, check. 1, 2, check. You guys got it now? I'm terribly sorry about that. I didn't realize you were saying that. Let's make sure that works first. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I set up my mic on the one scene, but I didn't realize it didn't copy over to the other one, the other scene when I switched to this view. So terribly sorry about that. But so to recap, I've got my base form here for this, and now I probably just need to offset this square. Give me a couple mil. Probably just offset it by 5, I guess, or 10. It's heavy. No, not 20. 10. Not 1200. Oh my God. 10. Alright, so, and in this, we can just make this construction lines, because this line no longer means anything. Yeah, perfect. So, this is the fun part now. So I want to extrude this up. What am I doing here? No. Extrude up. So the holes need to be minimum of 25 millimeters deep. So that's 25 there. But let's do all of it. And let's just give it let's just give this a 10 millimeter base. Alright, and then we need to see that sketch again. And then we're going to go ahead and hide that body, and then we're going to go ahead and extrude the base up. So we're going to 10, so it's 35. Let's make this 40. Show the body, and we're going to do join. There we go, and then we've got our base. So this is where the X will actually sit in at, which I might actually go ahead and I want to keep it stable, so I think I'm going to keep these that big. But I wouldn't mind putting like a huge chamfer. If I pull this up another 20, let's say. All right, and let's give this a big chamfer here. I don't know how well this will work. Like that kind of makes me want to do this even higher, because see how that cuts in there. I think that would be pretty good. So let's delete this. Let's just make this 100 up, and then let's get that chamfer back, and let's pull that in here, kind of like that. That's big, that's beefy, that'll hold those legs in, and that should keep it pretty stable in there. And I'll just have to cut this. So let's go back in this original sketch and let's do 2 lines. I gotta do one here. I gotta do one here. And this should be perfectly symmetrical. So if I split this, so if I split body, that's the body, and then my tool is going to be that. I can only do one time. So that one, and then modify, we're going to split body, so 1 and 2, and my tool is going to be that. Boom. Now I should have 4 bodies. Yep. And again, they should be absolutely identical to each other. I have to say, I'm probably going to print one of these and see how well it does. I mean, this isn't giving me a huge lip up, so I mean, I might end up doing this base. I probably should do this base higher, because if I do this base 100, and then I need to do this one 210. So more like that is what it's going to end up having to be. That's a lot of material. That's a lot of material. I mean, this is going to be kilograms worth for this thing. I'm curious, how do one of these save this out? Save that. No, let's do. All right, let's do that, and then let me get. I can do this one here. Remove that. Edit. So Shay, you were asking. Here's all of my profiles for all my different printers. Are here inside Simplify 3D, except for the Prussias. I use those Prusa slicer for that. So say we're gonna do this on the Tornado. All right, let's import that. Holy God! Look how big this is. Oh my goodness! And added 10% infill. Just curious here, 10% infill. What are we looking at? We're looking at 70 hours and 1.4 kilograms of filament. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's split this up a little bit. Let's add another process. Let's have this one go until, we'll tell this one to stop at 100 millimeters, and this one will start at 100 millimeters, and this would just be like 5%. And let's change the infill to honeycomb. Same thing here, infill to honeycomb. Prepare to print, select all. Now let's see what that does. Normally Simplify 3D is really fast, but this model is humongous. I probably could do the top hollow, honestly. Just do like 4 walls. Or like 8 walls, probably be fine. Have that top part be hollow, because this isn't holding any weight. 74 hours. Alright, we're down to almost a kilogram. I could probably make that top part even less. The bottom is at 10%. What is this? What is this random little piece here? Interesting. Oh, that's actually, you didn't. Thanks, Vince. I didn't think about it. Let's jack this up to 0.3 layer heights. And then let's let's crank this down to like 3%, and let's go ahead and do 4 walls. Select all and make it so. Let that run now. Hey Tom, what's going on, man? Things are going alright. I could use a drink soon though. I wonder if the wife's gonna walk by soon. I'd ask her. Alright, we're down to 58 hours. We're still over that kilogram mark. I mean, that's a lot better though. Up top. And then 10%. 10% might be a little much under there. I mean, it is holding a pretty big ass tree though. So what if we do, let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do like 7, 8 top layers. And let's take this down to 6% infill. Up here. No, let's just do nothing. Let's do like 6 perimeters. Oh, and let's do like 6 top layers. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, Tom, go ahead, post it in there. I'm just designing and chatting tonight, so, well, I did the update earlier, but 2.2. So that is totally empty up top with 6 perimeters. There we go down. I don't know. We're getting there, but man, that's a lot of filament. Under extrusion issues, vase mode, my printer works okay-ish. Any retraction, no dice. Have you replaced your nozzle yet? I actually just had to replace the nozzle on my Ender 3 Pro because I was getting under extrusions. I thought it was the filament, it was the nozzle. So I pulled that out. I tried doing some cold pulls, couldn't get it, so I just replaced the nozzle since that printer comes with 10. So that's really slow. I mean, vase mode, you should be able to do 50 with PLA and still get good results and a lot of fan on it, depending how big the vase is. The smaller the vase, excuse me, the slower you need to go. So, how about your PTFE tubing? When you pull it out of your hot end, is it gunked up at the end or kind of like burnt? Can you bring me a drink? I was going to ask you when you went downstairs. I didn't see you go down. Sorry. I get it. So the... actually, Tom just did a video on... not Tom. Chuck Hellebuck just did a video on him putting Capricorn tubing on his printer. And you could see when he pulled out the tip of the PTFE tubing, it was burnt. And the filament was like hardened in it. That might be an issue. I still don't really like Capricorn tubing, but it worked in his favor for that one. She brought me a drink. Now, did your printer work well before? Because maybe you just need to recalibrate E-steps just for giggles to see if it might have changed. Double check your firmware. You can pull up what your E-steps is via Pronterface. I forget what command it is, but you can launch a command. Actually, it's in the startup as soon as you connect it. Tell you what your E-steps are. Fat Man, I don't like Capricorn because of... I think it's better now. The original ones they had that I tried out a year and a half ago, the tolerance was too tight on it. And for someone that uses high-end filament, it's great stuff because the high-end filament is pretty true to its diameter. I get filament from dozens upon dozens of different companies. Their tolerances might not be that great, and I would get major under extruding and just a lot of friction inside the PTFE tubing because the filament was so far out of spec. For me, it just doesn't work out well. Again, if I was just using Protopasta or Matter Hackers or I mean, pick your favorite big brand that works out well, with Ziltech even, they work out well with that. But just due to the variety of things that I get, it does not work out well for me, so it's not a viable product. It's on your Tornado. Oh, wow. I am running, actually, I don't think I am. I thought I upgraded to Tim's firmware on that, but I don't think I did. It is super loud. I really need to put some 2208s in it because it is so loud. It kind of drives me crazy lately. I have been looking to buy some of their other stuff. I thought I bought some from Tim at TH3D, his Tough, just because it was good price. I'm trying to find my email. No, TH, not 4FD, TH3D. I did order it. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah. So I did order some. I ordered some from Tim for... Why did I even order this? I ordered it for one of my printers. I don't remember anymore what it's for. To be quite honest. I did it for one of them. That is honestly my problem, is I order stuff and it takes a while to get here, and then once it gets here, I forget why I ordered it. Sorry. Inland's another one. Inland actually is pretty good with their tolerances. Tom, I'm trying to think here, man. It's... No, that is really true. Have you replaced the stepper driver? I mean, really shouldn't. I mean, you replaced the extruder, the nozzle, and the stepper. You've done a nozzle. I mean, it could just be bad heat creep. Have you tried replacing the fan or cleaning out the any dust? I get a lot of dust buildup on my cold ends, so I end up just getting a can of compressed air and spray it out real quick, and that generally does it for me if I ever have that problem. Or fans start a little dusty. I also tend not to turn my printers off, so I mean, does it like start out well and then go to crap? Because then that would definitely be heat creep. Extruder to the tip. I mean, I don't know if you have a way to look at it with a thermal camera and see if it does anything. I am so hungry now. What about turning up the voltage on your stepper driver? Maybe give it a little more oomph, or just replacing that stepper driver. Because the Tornado has replaceable drivers, I believe, right? yeah, like I said, really, I mean, I've had lots and lots and lots of cold end fans go on me. I have boatloads of spares now, 24 volt, 12 volt. I just recently got I bought several different ones from DigiKey. The Sun-On maglevs. These are amazing. This one's a little dusty because it's been sitting out there so long now. I've got the 0.72 watt and 0.43 watt. The 0.7s are a little too powerful, but this 0.43 is kind of spot on. And this one I just put on, what printer did I just put this on? Was it FT5? No. I got one for the i3 Mega when I redo that one, but I forget what I just put this one on. Anywho, they're awesome fans. I don't remember anymore. I work on too many printers now. New fan with the hot end you put in. My other tornado is Print Horse Champ. I mean, you could try and replace the board, see what happens, but it just seems like there's something else somewhere missing. I was getting under extrusion and I was pulling my hair out on the Ender 3, and ended up being, if you watch that video, ended up being a crack in the bottom of the extruder housing, which was was not allowing the spring was pushing it open and not allowing it to clamp down to pull it against the hob gear. So that, I mean, I poured my hair out with that for like a month. Yeah, what Fat Man says, that's, I know you've replaced it, I know you've done all that, but I have noticed a variance in E3D fans, to be honest. They're legit ones. The clone ones work for 6-8 months, and then I've had to replace them. But the legit ones have not. They've lasted about that long to me. Those little 30mm fans kind of suck. Oh, I need to replace that build plate on my FT5 too. I forget about that. Oh man, it's getting hot in here, guys, now. So it's 79, but I am roasting in here, and I have so much stuff I need to put away. It doesn't even get to 10 minutes. Try like 5, or just after a few minutes, or just heat it up. Just don't even print. Just set your hot end to 210 and see what it feels like. Man. That's tricky, Tom. I'm really racking my brain here. You've kind of hit all the marks that I've done, or what I would have done to do it. Most of the time for me, just simply replacing the nozzle has solved a lot of it. And nozzles are so cheap now. Doing cold pulls and worrying about all that is so in the past, unless it's a micro Swiss nozzle. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a tough one. And your motors aren't overheating either, like your extruder motor is not getting too hot. I have another friend I'm making, his niece and nephew want lightsabers, so I'm currently printing out lightsabers for him to give them. I've got Anakin's, I think, done. I think this one's all, oh no, I'm sorry, this is Luke's. I think this one is all done. I just need to glue it and put it together. And I'm making, that's for his nephew, and for his niece, I'm making Palpatine's, because I don't know, a little different than Anakin's, and I thought she would like it. I'm printing it in gold and silver. And the gold's done. Just waiting for the silver parts to finish. But I think that's really it. We're just hitting the hour mark now. So I'm sorry, Tom. I hope you figure it out, man. But you've kind of hit the end of what I would have done. At this point, I just kind of chucked the printer. Hopefully not, but I do hope you figure it out. Maybe hit up somebody on Twitter and see if they can do anything. Yeah, I still have Palpatine's silver main part of the hilt is still printing on the Ender 3 Pro. So I'm hoping that'll be done. Probably another half hour that'll be done so I can start building that one. But yeah, so I'm going to get going. It's getting late here. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Again, I'm sorry I haven't posted much lately. I haven't been on Patreon much either. It's just been the long and hard of getting all these prints done. And I can't really, also the other problem is I can't record while all these prints are going. I can barely live stream. I'm hoping this isn't too loud for you guys. But I just think that it's a little hard when I have all these printers going and try to record. And it's also really hot. So anyways, I thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to support the channel, you guys know what to do. Make sure you're subscribed. Stay in tune when I upload new content. And that'll be it. So thanks for hanging out, guys. See y'all next time.